The nation's #1 talk news and sports radio station 92.3 Nigeria Info. My name is Jude. Let's get this out of the way. Okay, there we go. Good. Now, if you paid attention to the Hard Facts show yesterday with Daniel, you probably remember that he had an interview and concerned, it concerned a certain group become popular in Port Harcourt in River State, but now in some places, in some parts, they've begun to take a coat of notoriety. That's the best way I can describe this. Now, for the sake of this conversation, we're going to start off looking at some incidences in Enugu State. Cast your mind, if you can remember, to Enugu State. Now, Enugu State, the existence of vigilante groups, came into question earlier on in the year. Now, a lot of communities in parts of Enugu State heralded were pleased with the immense assistance to the government in securing rural and in some cases urban communities. Now, they said that some of these vigilante groups, helped in various government, whether state and local now, in checking crime and criminality, which is what anybody would want. Now, the in-quote neighborhood watch back then in Enugu State, similar to what we have here as well, if you know about the Diobu neighborhood watch scenario, were established on the laws of the Enugu State, through which the governor gave a directive that communities in the state should establish the watches. Now, it went on from watching your neighbor while your neighbor watches you. That was the slogan that they had there. They would inform the police of suspected clandestine movement and yada yada yada. Now, however, the operations of these watches have come under scrutiny when reports of certain operations, either by the operators themselves, leaders of the community, or traditional rulers, some of them go outside the law to use their uniforms to act illegally. Now, I made mention earlier on, I think it was last year, when we were having this conversation about ammunitions and or arming vigilante groups and yada yada yada. People talk about training and all of that. But on one occasion, I did see a minibus with these boys involved, with this group involved, and they acted no different from the disbanded SARS group that Nigerians spoke vehemently against. No different. Doors open, all in black, maxed, no sign, no means of identification, and they were just driving around Rumusi. This was Rumusi now. And then, when we come to River State now, if you remember, the OSPAC group had been banned recently, well, not too recently, some months ago. And then, people were questioning whether they should bring them back, they shouldn't bring them back. Now, we know that there are benefits of having individuals or a vigilante in certain communities. In fact, there are some communities within the Port Harcourt metropolis where they tell you, we have a vigilante group. They're not as popular as the names that we've mentioned in the past, right? But they are effective. But to what level of efficiency do they have? Now, I'm going to use Alakaya down here because when I was in school, there was a vigilante group in Alakaya that helped to keep and maintain peace in that area. Because back then, the Alu community was notorious for having armed robbery, but that wasn't the case in Alakaya. Alakaya back then in school, when I was in school, was a relatively peaceful area. People could walk around 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, go to class and come back if they stayed in Alakaya. Now, such was the confidence the people had, that students had, that when they go out for night classes, if they had a friend who lived in Alakaya, they would rather sleep in Alakaya than taking the chance of going to Alu, which was very close to the University of Port Harcourt campus. I mean, you could just literally walk out in Alu, but no, people would rather go all the way to Alakaya to spend the night because they felt that they were secure. But these are some of the excesses that people have made mention in recent months. Now, I've heard people even call us here and say, hey, look, they should call the some of the OSPAC boys to order. They are carrying out stop searches, even demanding bail sometimes. Some people have used them to settle what we just spoke about, civil disputes. So my question is this. Because of the very, very dicey situation we find ourselves in, you can and often do make arguments for the use of vigilante groups. But how do we manage the excesses? How can it be curbed? Because, like I said, they are very similar, or at least I've seen a few who have acted in similar fashion to the now disbanded SARS group. If we can't control, in quotes, those who live amongst us, how then do we have a chance to solve the greater security problem? 017-923-0002, 0817-923-0003, 0817-923-0007, and then the funicular line is 017-923-0009. WhatsApp and Telegram available on 0809-030-6416, 0809-030-6416. Have these groups begun to become, or have they become rather, more than we bargained for? Do we still need them? And if we do, how do we, as it were, put fail-safes in their modus operandi? Let's get to hear from you this morning.
Real stories, real people. Nigeria Info. Let's talk.
Hello, Potako. Good morning. Hello, Potako. Good morning. Hello. Oh dear. Sorry about that. Let's get another call here. 923, good morning. All right, please, once again, when you call in, do well to turn down the volume of your radio set. Do well to turn down the volume of your radio set. All over the country, we've had vigilante groups pop up left, right, and center. And they've had their benefits, pros and cons, like we like to say. But we need to have a fail-safe. People have made mention that it's rather unsavory to have scenarios where these individuals seem to be sometimes above board. They tend to, as it were, do things without any cognizance, any fear or favor. They're not worried. They tend to be like a law on their own. Hello, Potako. Good morning.
Mr. Zion, good morning to you.
Good morning. Welcome.
It's when we look at the vigilante groups and organizations, their operation basically is within their environment.
Okay.
And in consonance with other chieftaincy, or should I say the CDC, and other authorities. Now, where in some cases we have issues, it is when it comes into funding. That process is always a challenge. Now, let's take OSPAC as a case study. As a River State government, open a day and say, OSPAC, thank you very much for what you have done for us. Have they done that? Have River State government appreciated OSPAC? Have they called on OSPAC, okay, how can we improve your operations? Over the weekend, I was in Vigilante for the New Yam Festival, and I saw the proficiency. I saw the power in OSPAC. And now knew that if not for the OSPAC in Vigilante, people would have been saved. They had issues and crises where people ran away from their communities. A Rema community was not safe. Ogogu was not safe, but the OSPAC came in and did what the police could not do. In Omega, police ran away from their police stations. I'm telling you the gospel truth. Now, if the River State government would have enhanced on the structure of those people, give them all the backings, all the support they need, they will not violate anybody's right. The areas where you see them are detaining people, they are detaining people so that they can have a little money to incorporate their arms.
Yeah, but that itself is wrong, because, like I said, that's them acting above their jurisdiction. I don't think there's any law. I've not read of any law that says that the vigilante should not just hold people but then demand for bail. You have what's called citizens arrest. Yes, they are well within their rights to do so if the police authorities are not close by. Everybody, you, as you're speaking to me, can actually enforce a citizen's arrest, but not to arrest somebody and then call somebody to come and bail them. That's wrong.
My brother, do not experience when these bad guys are operating in the community. Don't experience it. And these guys on their own apprehend the issue, arrested the issue, and you expect them not to arrest those people and demand, or maybe some certain cases they need to go for investigation. My brother, even in America, after the FBI, you have the CIA, you have the Homeland.
Those are government authorities. These are vigilante groups. They seem to be crossing the line.
Homeland originally is a vigilante group. Homeland is a vigilante group in America. That the structure of the government took it up and structure relegate it into their law. It become an act of the.
Oh dear. Okay. All right. Okay, let's get here. Hello, Port Harcourt, 3.
Hello.
Good morning. Welcome. Oh dear. Sorry about that. All right, so I don't know about that first caller. You know, I don't know how your view is on the matter. You know, trying to as a way allude or give reasons why some of these actions come through. Now, I can understand funding is a big problem, but it does not justify any of the excesses, whether it's in Enugu State, whether it's in River State, whether it's in Ebonyi State, whether it's in Lagos State or Osun State. It does not justify the excesses. Hello, Port Harcourt. Good morning.
Hello.
Hello. Good morning.
Yeah, I'm Chibike calling from Port Harcourt.
Good morning, Chibike.
Good morning, Jude. Okay, let's analyze it this way, Jude. Let me ask you a question. Which institution is perfect in Nigeria? Hello?
Yeah, well, listen to you. Go on, please.
No, answer me. You know, the answer is obvious. None. No single one is working perfectly or effectively.
Okay.
So if we end up disbanding every other institution for one lapses or the other, don't you think we'll end up having none?
Okay, now we're talking about disbanding in this case. Now, my question is, how do we curb their excesses of these groups?
Exactly. Look, we need to look into their welfare. Understand? I noticed that the River State government, in fact, is not even interested in this aspect of a thing. They've never kind of shown any interest in promoting their welfare. I haven't heard of anything done for these guys, as in these aspect guys. I haven't heard of anything. They don't even pay them salary, nothing. But we see them build houses for judges. You see?
You can't really compare the work of a judge now and how important judge is to. I'm not saying they don't deserve some form of compensation or welfare, but you know, we're talking about a judge. People are meant to uphold the law.
Jude, don't even go there. That means you are not respecting their human dignity. How do you mean you cannot compare? These are people who are sacrificing. You know, putting their lives on the line,
yes,
to protect you and I. And you are telling you cannot compare the works. What are judges doing that these people are not doing? Look, for me, so far as I'm concerned, all we need to do is to either reform this OSPAC, understand, reform them, and maybe carry out an orientation rather, and then see how we can at least put their welfare in view and see how we can at least provide meaningful things, for them to at least take home at the end of the day. Now, when you look at some of the few mistakes they've made, can it be compared to the good ones they've done, as in the good things they've done? No. Simply because they made some few mistakes doesn't mean we should kick them out.
But some of these few mistakes, whether it's here in River State or outside, have led to deaths. Some of these few mistakes have led to people falsely accused. Some of these mistakes that you just made mention led to people being extorted and exploited.
That may be true, but you need to understand that some of these allegations are unfounded as well. I'm telling you, at times, look, I know what OSPAC, I know the kind of work they've put in my area. I know the level of peace you're enjoying here. I mean, all thanks to OSPAC. For me, they may have made some few mistakes that, may have led to the death of some persons. That's unfortunate. However, even the police and the military, they've done worse. Understand? They've done worse than these OSPAC guys.
Okay. No, the fact that someone has done worse doesn't mean we should condone anything that is done. I understand the narrative. Here, hello, Potako. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Welcome, please.
Jude, my name is Pius.
Welcome, Pius.
Allow OSPAC for us to. Pius is saying, allow OSPAC. No government should interrupt OSPAC. Let OSPAC will die here. Give OSPAC for us. So that is what I want to tell you. If they have done wrong, correct them.
Okay. So how does the government, how does the people now of whatever areas, whether it's OSPAC here, whether it's in Enugu, whether it's, how do these individuals go about correcting or curbing the excesses? Because people have mentioned that some traditional rulers use these vigilante groups to carry around like they are the owners of the area, having convoys. It's happening. It is happening. WhatsApp and Telegram 009030641600903064116. That's where you can drop your messages. Hello, Port Harcourt. Good morning.
Good morning, Jude.
Good morning.
Yeah, my name is OG, and I'm calling you from Airport Road.
Good morning, OG.
I think the question you just asked, I think it's a simple thing in our society, if you ask me, but it has a lot to take. Because I think we are talking about security here. And Jude, before you go into what I want to say, Jude, some of these boys that are OSPAC, don't forget that so many of them, they are all past convicts in the past, and who has renowned and are pardoned by the security agency or the right and channel which they might be forgiven. But please, let's put this on record. Except your own community has not been affected by this hoodlum, and OSPAC came in. Jude, those guys had a good job. But what we're saying is, how can we curtail their excess? In as much as we know that there is no agency that does not have one or two things, contributing to our own development, our own security, which is the most important thing. Jude, it is a simple thing. I will not say where I'm coming from. OSPAC is also there. Do you know what the community leader and the paramount ruler did? He had to call these boys into order. And he gave them warning. If any of you commit anything against any of us, any person comes here to complain, you do something that the government will be looking for you, I, the paramount ruler, will be the first person to look for you and position you and put you at the place where you're supposed to be. And one thing I want to tell you is that he always have one-on-one meetings with them. And when it comes to contribution, he makes it possible for them at most. He bought them a car, repairing of the car is always his priority. And as I'm talking to you, the community is living in peace. So what I'm saying is, community leaders have a lot of role. Let us not put everything on the government.
On the government. Okay.
Are you getting what I'm saying? Yes.
Okay. All right. So when we come back, we'll talk about this financing issue. I'll tell you a quick story that happened, yes, here in Port Harcourt.
Headline News, Nigeria Info on
92.3.
Headline News.
Hello, good morning. I am Ifeanyi Andrew. Stakeholders disagree with signing of PIB into law by President Buhari. Governor Nyesom Wike says current National Working Committee of PDP does not have ability to lead the party to victory in 2023. Governor Wike assures that Rumola GRA flyovers will be completed next month. Protest at Emoha Council over alleged non-payment of salary. Federal government begins second phase of COVID-19 vaccination exercise. In business, Federal Competition Consumer Protection Commission urges business owners to initiate platforms to enable customers register complaints. In entertainment, Nigerian veteran rapper Nigga Raw hospitalized after surviving a car accident. In sports, draws for delayed 2021 Africa Cup of Nations to take place in Cameroon today. On the foreign scene, Facebook to ban Taliban and all content supporting from its platform. Contact our newsroom on 0818-900-0017. For more stories, visit our website at www.nigeriainfo.fm. My name is Ifeanyi Andrew. Thank you for listening.
Surrounding is a collective effort. Diseases could be avoided with good hygiene practice. Be more responsible with how you dispose waste products. The environment will be better looking without litter and exposed garbage. We love our city clean. This message is from 92.3 Nigeria Info.
Yes, welcome back. Hello, Port Harcourt. My name is Jude. Now we are the final final belt today, the final stretch of our conversations this morning. We started out this morning with great conversation asking about your voting lines. How did Port Harcourt people vote? The individuals or the party lines? And then we talked about civil disputes, how we are addressing our civil disputes in our beloved Port Harcourt. And now we're talking about vigilantes. And the question we're asking this morning is this: how do we curb the excesses of some of these individuals? Because just like we've had, and we still have numerous complaints about police officers, some have been made about the actions and activities of these groups. Have they been beneficial? In Enugu State, they have been. In parts of the West, they have very, very clearly shown how effective they can be in helping to fight crime and criminality. Also here in parts of River State. But that does not, in any form or guise, that does not disavow some of the actions that people have made known about their activities. Now, on this remaining, 20 or 17 minutes of the conversation, let's talk about the funding, because I remember a message came through. I've not been able to verify from that particular day, but I do know that I've heard 2 or 3 individuals in parts of Port Harcourt claim that some members of OSPAC came to their place and said they must pay their security fees. That if they don't pay, that they are coming to cause some damage. And once again, that sparks of a bit of a mafioso style of operation. Payment for security. I wonder what the government is for anyway. 017-923-0002, 017-923-0003, 017-923-0007, and then the female caller line is 017-923-0009. How do we curb the excesses of some of these individuals? That is our conversation. When you call in, please do well, turn down the volume of your radio set, and then talk to us. Hello, Port Harcourt. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning, my brother.
Welcome.
Yeah. The issue of
welcome.
The issue of OSPAC, like my governor come out and said the university is safe. That is correct. I support me other say correct. But when make people say it's safe, is he doing anything for them? When make our governor come out say the university is safe, and the university is safe true. That statement is other correct. Let's wait for the themselves. They will work for the fact to be safe. Is the governor do anything for them? Governor feel inconsiderate. I say no, say us 5 days. You know, think about them. But I think they make effort to fight their friends when no one repent. When they fight some the majority of them are repenting causes, they fight the other causes when no one repent for the communities. Who make people stay safe today. The government no mind, they don't think about it, they don't care for them. That's why I see them, they misuse sometimes, they arrest and detain to make something out of something, to make some money.
Yeah, but that's if they have repented, they shouldn't be doing that. They shouldn't be hurting people. They shouldn't be bullying people to give them money. They shouldn't be forcing people to buy them water. They shouldn't be flooding people. It's wrong for them to flood people.
Well, how they go take over all their family? How do they take care of their family? They're not. But they work for night. From night to daybreak. Are you thinking this? That family go another work in the day, morning. Someone will work all the day. We say go and do another job. In our family, in where we go, we see them go. That's why I see that they don't let the government take care of them. Care for them.
Well, the government will never take care of everybody, because if you set a precedent, it's almost everywhere you go, people want to be doing things like that. The government should pay for this group, the government should pay for that group. Some would argue, well, Jude, what exactly is the government doing with the security votes that they do get? Now you ask me, who will I ask? Now, if they have their own welfare sorted out, you also need to screen them often. They have cultists among them who still need to be guided as well. No name on that message. Hello, Port Harcourt, number 3. Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Welcome. This is Jude.
This is Makri.
Welcome.
Please, I want to agree with one of your callers, Zion. I think the aspect of this bailouts, that is not the right language to use. Even in the community, when the chiefs handles matter like this, they call it fine. You see, if this fine is being paid, it helps for those people to take care of themselves somehow. It is not bailout. Bailout is from police. You understand? So what I am saying is that these people should be, their activities in the society is well organized to some extent because they have a human face. Unlike the hooligans, when these people are not around, all these people, they go about the law-abiding citizens, terrorizing everywhere. But when these people came in, you see that the only people they go after are the hooligans. So we should do something to make sure that they are well taken care of, so that the law-abiding citizens will have peace in the society. I think that is my stake.
Right, thank you very much. Hello, Port Harcourt, number 3. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Welcome.
My name is AJ. I'm calling you from Choba right now.
Thank you for joining us.
Jude,
Yes,
I think it's time that we take some drastic steps or measures. We have people who are supposed to secure those areas, and it is the losses of those people that created these other people right now.
Okay.
If there is peace, if there is security, if people are supposed to do, I don't think you will need one vigilante, whoever, to come do their work, right? Now, in Omok, for instance, I was in Omok within the period this whole thing was happening. You see boys carry gun, marching past the JTF office, and they will just look at them and just walk away. You have police stations, they walk past them and they don't do anything until the professor, the late Professor Maxwell Ayapo, had to set up the OFAC, supported by the local government chairman then, O.C. Olisa. And they did all the army and the police could not do. Now, my recommendation, all those that are there that allow this whole thing to foster, like the kidnapping in MOR, before Tom Alize set up the OFAC and everything, this is their salary. I'm saying to these boys that are doing the work they are supposed to do, to serve as a deterrent to others. They know that, at the end of the month,
listen to you, please.
They know that at the end of the month we'll be paid. My life will not die, not concern me. But why did they post you to that place? Is to safeguard the people's life. So if you cannot do the work, you shouldn't be paid. So as far as I'm concerned, if you have other people doing your work, then those people should be able to receive your salary. But as long as they do the work for you, then it will now come to them that they need to put on the roll on that and begin to work. If not, this whole thing will continue. It's not like the work is overwhelming to them. But 10, 15 checkpoints. Yes, people will still come and stay for the 5 minutes, 1 hour, and kidnap people. How do you do that if they are not an accomplice? Let's do the allowance, pay to the boys, let's see how they will take at the end of the day. If they don't change, let it continue. If they don't see money to pay the expense school fees, then they will know that it will change it for 6 to hours. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you very much. Interesting comments there. Hello, Port Harcourt. Thank you very much. Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Welcome, please.
Yes, my name is Rose and I'm calling from Michigan.
Thank you for joining us, please.
Yes, I think one way that us past excesses can be curbed by the local government chairman, getting involved. Like when they notice that these vigilantes are going off well, they call them to notice, and if any of them happens to, do the wrong thing, their leader, should immediately have that particular person sanctioned, okay? And if the same, misbehavior is repeated, that person should be immediately punished and let go, okay? And also the payment of insecurity. We would be ignorant to complain about that because we obviously know that in these our countries, we pay for everything. we get.
Okay.
You understand? So the security we are getting, if we see the results that we are paying for, I don't think we would mind paying for it. Okay.
But the complaint people had is that these some members of this group, it's not just OSPAC now, even outside River State, will come and say, if you don't pay us, we will damage something, we will do something to you.
Yes, that is what I'm telling you, that the chiefs of of that particular environment, if they happen to hear such, okay, they should immediately call them to order. Do you understand? Because these people, powers have been placed in their hands. If they are not being monitored, they are likely to go astray, like most humans tend to. Okay, so we would do well to look at the pros and cons, like you said. You made mention earlier. If the pros are more than the cons, we would do well to ignore them. Okay, and this is security that we are talking about here, which is one of the most important things. Okay, so I think that that is for the chiefs. Instead of just using them for their own benefit, they should care more about the people under their care, right? And do well to call these people back in line if they happen to go astray. That is that. And for the payment, if what we are paying for, we are getting, and they should be, considerate with their demand, okay, of demand of payment. It should be, at the level which people can pay. And if the demand is at the level that we can pay, I don't think we mind paying for it. After we are paying for our security, like we pay for virtually everything in our dear country, Nigeria.
Right. Thank you very much. Gosh, you raised two very interesting. I can wrap them up into one very major issue here, and that is the payment. We pay for everything, but why should we pay, for a vigilante if we've already been paying for taxes? Jude once again. Hello, Port Harcourt. Oh, good morning. Hello, Port Harcourt.
Hello, Port Harcourt.
Good morning. Welcome, please.
Good morning, Jude Samuel.
Good morning.
My name is Barry Diaz.
Thank you for joining us.
This is based on how the SS.
Yeah, the excessive. Yes.
It can never be caught.
Why the pessimism? What happened to optimism?
Because you see, these people they use for vigilante are the boys that they use during the election. They buy them guns and the rest. Then in order to compensate them now, after they've, they won the election, they will use these boys and give them gun and say, you guys should do vigilante and the rest. It's just like the task force members. These are boys that were used for the election. Yes. So it can never be caught.
Interesting allegations here.
It's not allegation, dude. I'm not alleging anything. These are boys that they are used for the election. That's why I see they keep on killing, shooting this, that, and the rest. It can never be caught.
But there are benefits of having vigilante groups in and around their communities. That's where a lot of Nigerians are, for lack of a better word, stuck between a rock and a hard place. Hello, Port Harcourt. Good morning.
Yeah, hi, good morning.
Good morning, welcome.
Yeah, I'm Mufasa on the line.
Good morning, Mufasa.
Well, I think it is an aberration, I think from the get-go, making vigilante groups, take over the job of the police.
Well, they're not taking over the jobs. They're meant to, assist the police, helping information dissemination.
What we have now, Jude, I'm coming. I'm driving at somewhere. Okay? What we have now is vigilante groups taking over the jobs of the police, and it's an aberration from the get-go. Now, Jude, growing up as a little boy, then everybody was meant to be a vigilante. Then we used to have what we call civil defense. Then our dad, you organize yourself, grown up then, the adults, our parents then, those everybody men in the neighborhood, they come together and form a group. We used to call it civil defense.
Yes.
Because what it is vigilante work. And in doing that, you are securing your environment. It's meant to be a selfless service. Whatever they need to carry out the job will be as a result of contribution made by members of the neighborhood. In the daytime, of course, even at night, policemen, when they come around, they see these people who, of course, have, been identified and profiled one way or the other as people living in the neighborhood who are, who feel responsible to safeguard their neighborhood. They just, they raise them the pass. If they apprehend a suspect, they call the police by whatever means. Of course, there was no telephone there.
Yes.
But they don't detain that person. They keep that person until the police come and they take that person to the police station. You don't see vigilante doing police work during the daytime. I do not understand when you begin to see civilians who probably may have little or no training moving around on patrol during the daytime. It is completely wrong and aberration. What I was expecting the leaders, because of course let us assume that the level of crime there is quite different from
what's happening now. Yes.
Of course, but we should update our security outfit, like the police. Update them with modern orientation, equipment and facilities, so that they can be able to meet up with civilized crime. I don't want to see our own society as an uncivilized arena, because what we see gives us, a very bitter taste in the mouth. Why not equip the police, give them proper orientation? It's not proper that you begin to see civilians who have little or no training parading the street. In some of them, you see them in Sienna buses. It is wrong. Now let's come to the payment, because already what is wrong has stayed so long in the system, it has become a way of life. It is an abomination. Now the payment that you are talking about, what do you expect? If you have people walking the street as vigilantes, where do you expect them to get their payment from? So it is natural that you see them demanding money from whatever neighborhood or area that they are safeguarding. Like I said, it is an aberration from the get-go, and it has to be corrected. Everybody is a vigilante. Look at what happened in Texas, in that church, when somebody wanted to, act funny. You saw what happened. 2 individuals within the church premises gunned that person down. That is the work of it. We are all vigilantes. Let us not see it as a means of empowerment or employment. It is wrong, Jude. Completely wrong. That's my position. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Good to hear from you. Hello, Port Harcourt. Hello, Port Harcourt. Good morning.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good morning. Welcome, please.
I'm okay.
Could you speak into your microphone, please? We can barely hear you.
Okay, I come from Elele.
Okay, welcome, please.
Elele, yeah, they go out from shop to shop to collect 500. Yeah, no one comes for Elele, yeah.
They go from shop to shop.
Yes, collect 500.
Who collects the 500?
No stack now.
Oh, OSPAC. Oh, really?
It's a normal something.
And the community leaders know about it. They told you to give them.
Yeah, yeah. Everybody is aware.
So the community leaders says we should be giving them 500 naira.
Yes.
Every week, every month. How do you make payment?
Every month.
Every month. Okay. Right. So that's one of the biggest issues when people talk about security concerns, right? On one hand, you cannot disavow these individuals are making a sacrifice. Yes, they are, as well, trying to ensure the safety of lives and property in whatever community that they have been found to be effective. However, the way they carry their activities comes into question. Now, it may behoove those in the authority there say, you know what, let's have a contribution, since some of these individuals are our sons and our daughters, let's have a contribution to make sure that they're able to be maintained. But the penultimate caller makes mention of individuals who would, as it were, volunteer their services for the larger good, become civil defense, a volunteer kind of service. But security has probably evolved to the point where we need constant monitoring and constant supervision. Maybe that may not be the best solution for a today Nigeria. But the today Nigeria begs the question of how these individuals should operate. Should they be going around collecting monies from people? No law allows a vigilante member to demand for bail. Yes, you can arrest and hand over to the police for legal matters and charge. No vigilante has the right to keep anyone for up to 24 hours. They need to be checked at all times, just like the security agencies are supposed to be checkmated, but they are not. Checkmating them is one way to curb their excesses. Okay, Chuku. Now, if the government won't do things for them as regarding helping them with their financial need, wouldn't the same government also spend more money when there is no peace in those various communities? We must learn to appreciate people who do good. So in the case of OSPAC, they should remain, but they should be well treated. All those leaders and community elders know what to do. They should do it. Donald. David in Port Harcourt says, look at the police, Jude. When people come and meet them to report a matter to them, what do? They will tell most of them that they do not have money to follow up their cases. And this would be a matter that supposed energizes them to take action. Another thing now after that is they will tell the person to bring money to fuel the movement. Are the police now arresting people? Where are the monies for bail going to? Are the police not being paid salaries? Well, look at the OSPAC and some vigilante group. Are they being paid salaries for their work? Are they helping the community to do so? Can they make an honest arrest and not oppress or a personal arrest to support themselves with bail money? If they're trying to do the right thing, we should support them. But if they're going wrong on some things, we should try to correct them. Wow. Okay. Well, I'm surprised at the excuses I'm hearing. Let me ask, if a nurse or doctor explains to you that the genuine reason why you must pay 50% deposit before they commence life-saving treatment on your spouse or child, does that excuse doctor or nurse failed to first save life before demanding payment? Interesting. Now, I've heard of excuses given by some. I can say nothing excuses the excesses of OSPAC or any vigilante group. Text from Oyibo. Well, it's a serious scenario that we find ourselves with, but once again, we'd like to have all of you joining conversation, not just today, but going forward, because it's this conversation and others like this that will help us become a better society. Well, hello Port Harcourt once again. Pax's boss here, just before the top of the hour, the news coming your way, and after that, sunny side. Do enjoy the rest of your day. Do stay well. My name is Jude.